You will meet a tall, dark stranger, and the PS5 is coming in 2018. Yeah, like that's going to happen. Forbes and elsewhere are reporting that the PS5 may be arriving in 2018. And this comes from an analyst working for Macquarie Capital Securities named Damian Thong. Now, apparently Thong predicted the PS4 Slim and the PS4 Pro, so he's got a decent track record. But is he right with the PS5? Well, he might be, I suppose. We don't know at this stage. It's very difficult to tell with things like this. However, I think it's a bad idea, to be honest. The PS4 Pro only arrived at the tail end of 2016. It claimed to be 4K and, to be honest, it does a pretty decent job of making games look stunning on a 4K screen, despite not actually offering native 4K on most games. It does on some, but not most. But the upscaling works pretty well, and all that stuff about checkerboard rendering, which I thought was bullshit, it does offer a pretty decent upscale. But there have been criticisms of the PS4 Pro, and in some cases for very good reason, with people calling Sony out for their 4K claims. And, this is old news right now, but it could come back to bite Sony on the arse if the PS5 arrives as soon as 2018. Because it'll be tantamount to Sony admitting that the Pro wasn't and isn't powerful enough. Basically, they'll be ceding ground to Microsoft and tacitly accepting that the Scorpio is the true power king, however you want to put it. And you can imagine the Xbox will be dancing in the aisles and crowing. In short, I think it'll be a bad move if they did this. Especially as it would actually piss off a lot of people who bought a PS4 Pro. Me included. And, the one thing you don't want to do is piss off your fan base. The fact is Sony have a big enough install base to ride out the challenge of the Scorpio to some degree. And even if the Scorpio makes some inroads into the PS4's lead, Microsoft aren't going to catch Sony this generation. And even if by some weird set of circumstances the Xbox One and Scorpio did catch the PS4, would it really matter that much? Well, it would if Sony hadn't sold so many consoles already, but given the install base, the PS4 will only continue to grow, especially if Sony keep pumping out the games as they're doing this year. The fact that they've got such a big install base encourages people who are going out to buy a console to go and buy a PS4 or a PS4 Pro, simply because, well, their friends and the people they want to play with have PS4s. So success generates success. Putting out the PS5 too early could actually backfire and damage that, and it could put some people off. Unless, of course, the PS5 follows the Scorpio's lead and plays all the PS4 games out of the gate. In other words, it has backwards compatibility. Microsoft have successfully changed the landscape here, it would seem. And if Sony released the PS5 early and without backwards compatibility, there's a good chance the console will actually damage the brand to some degree. I'm not saying it's going to be a huge problem, but it could be a small problem, and these small problems mount. So, Sony only have to make another mistake following that, and these things can start to snowball. We all saw what happened with the Xbox One when it was first released, and the clusterfuck we had there. And that blew up out of all proportion, and there's still people today who haven't bought an Xbox simply because of that 2013 debacle. The fact is that games on the PS4 and the PS4 Pro look stunning. And even if the Scorpio drops and offers games that look even better, they're still going to look stunning, aren't they? And as I say, with the whole raft of quality content, Sony will still be sitting pretty on top of the heap as far as sales go. I can't see that changing anytime soon. The fact is, I actually can't see Sony releasing the PS5 in 2018. 2019 maybe, but I would guess 2020 probably. And I would also imagine it'll release with backwards compatibility for the PS4 as well. After all, if you look at the architecture of the machines, the PS4 is pretty much an x86 machine, And the PS5, let's be honest, is also going to be an x86 machine. So the architecture isn't going to change much, so offering backwards compatibility will be a breeze. Unless, of course, Sony want to keep pushing PS Now, which, is a pretty strong possibility. And they're going to have to up their game considerably and reduce the price into the bargain if they want to push that. I actually could see them doing both. I could see them offering backwards compatibility for those people who've got a whole collection of PS4 games, but also sticking with PS Now. I can't see them dropping PS Now, and it would make sense to offer both. Maybe they would see that it'll hit into the bottom line if they offer backwards compatibility, but I can't see that being a big issue, to be honest. And as I say, it'd generate good feeling. But what do you guys think? Will we see the PS5 in 2018, or will it be coming out later? And will the PS5 launch with backwards compatibility, or will Sony stick with PS Now? And could it be that we get to see both? Let me know in the comments, and give me a thumbs up if you agree with me, thumbs down if you disagree with me. And as ever, let's have a chat about it. I'm going to go and get myself a cup of tea, and I'll speak to you in the next one. Bye.